The History Department at Penn State University has taken a revolutionary step in graduate education. As funding for the humanities dries up, Penn State has found a way to thrive by offering a new model for history graduate training.
One of the things that we've tried to do here at Penn State is to adjust to the reality of a lesser demand for history classes and therefore a lesser demand for history professors. And instead of just talking about it, recognizing that there's a problem, we've decided to do something about it.
There's a lot of competition out there for getting good students, for training students, and the job market is getting harder and harder for students to deal with. We decided that maybe it was a good idea to focus just on a few select areas where we already had core strength in terms of our faculty and just admit graduate students in those fields.
It's been a major revision in what it means to have a graduate program. We decided that we were only going to train in 4 areas, which are 19th century US history, China, the early modern world, and Latin America, particularly colonial Latin America.
Because of the department's focus on specific fields, specialization, and the way that's reflected in graduate admissions, you get a real climate of accessibility. This has had a great impact on the quality of my work, on my teaching.
While Penn State is extremely strong in its 4 core fields, it actively promotes looking at those subjects through a broad lens. The department offers many resources and opportunities to support this initiative.
We have great resources here at Penn State for studying the Civil War and also studying 19th century generally. What we have here at Penn State that you don't find anywhere else is the Richards Center for the Study of the Civil War Era. And what it has enabled us to do is bring a series of speakers to fund research by graduates and undergraduates into the history of America and the Civil War and issues coming out of the Civil War.
Chinese history is also important to us as a graduate field, and I think that's reflective of the strong faculty depth that we have. We're very much interested in grounding students in a kind of core literature and historiography and a set of research skills in Chinese history, but also in encouraging our graduate students to think about the broader connections between China and the world.
Right now I do later imperial and the modern Chinese history. I want to have a global approach to my Chinese research, Chinese history studies. I think this is exactly why Penn State History Department is unique to me.
My area of study is looking at gender within colonial Mexico and US-Mexico borderlands. One of the most unique things that I've found is that my advisor has gone above and beyond the call. He has actually offered to teach me my languages and paleography, which is not only an important job skill, but something that is really rare to find.
The department here does make an effort to help us not just become great scholars, but also prepare us professionally for what's going to happen, after we graduate. We have talks and discussions about how to prepare a CV properly, about your first job talks. So I think it's really sort of a whole package deal here.
Another strong aspect of the history program is the opportunity for students to get a dual title degree with either women's studies or Asian studies.
The dual degree program allows students to get PhDs in 2 different fields. So far, graduates who have come out of this program with the dual degree have had a great track record at getting jobs, so it's worked out very, very well.
Our dual title degree programs bring a lot of new voices into the department, as well as training our students in other methodologies and other perspectives that builds their research strength as well as their breadth of knowledge in the classroom.
There aren't many schools in the United States that have the dual degree program in history and women's studies, and for me that really fuels my studies.
It was important for me to have that dual degree because it promotes sort of an interdisciplinary focus on learning, which I think is important for anyone that's doing work in history.
Because of the history department's fresh outlook on graduate education, students retain a unique advantage in the classroom and beyond.
What we're hoping these changes mean is that not only will students have studied with some of the top faculty in the profession, but they'll have done so in a very structured learning environment, and they'll have developed many of the skills that you don't necessarily get in a more broadly based set of coursework and seminar work.
Penn State's really helpful for me because I have gotten to define what I want to do in history and how I want to influence the field. I'm able to see what direction the field is heading, and I'm able to place myself in that scholarship
So far it's really paid off in terms of allowing us to focus in on these core fields and really put all our resources into them and get the best students in it. And that's a model that we hope other departments will see as persuasive.
We can't stay the same. We have to rethink a path forward into the future. So in a sense this is an experiment. It's an experiment that we've embraced collectively, and I think the response has been universally positive.